When the power went out, it happened on an ordinary evening. Dinner was done, dishes stacked, and I was halfway through a show when suddenly, click, everything went black. No warning, no storm, just silence. The hum of the refrigerator stopped. The glow of the screen vanished. Even the small light on the Wi-Fi router, gone. And for a moment, I just froze there, staring into nothingness. It's strange how quickly darkness can make you feel lost, even in your own home. I knew every corner of that room. I had walked it 1,000 times. But suddenly I couldn't see where I was going, and that's when it hit me. How fast we can lose confidence when the light disappears. How fast we forget what's still there. At first, I tried to keep moving like nothing happened. I reached out for the counter, missed it. Took a step, bumped my knee into the table, knocked something over. Frustration rose with every sound in the dark. Then I sighed and stopped moving. For a few seconds, I just stood there, listening. It was quiet. Too quiet. No light, no noise, just the sound of my own breathing. And slowly, something began to shift. My eyes started to adjust. At first, I could make out only shadows, barely their outlines. Then, faint shapes, the curve of the window, the tall outline of the bookshelf, the soft silver of moonlight sneaking through the curtains. It wasn't bright, but it was something. I realized the darkness hadn't destroyed the room. It only changed how I could see it. Everything I needed was still there. I just had to pause long enough to notice it differently. That's when I remembered I had candles in the drawer and a lighter right next to the stove. With careful steps, I found my way there. Struck a match, and light filled the room again. Not much, just a small flicker. But the moment it appeared, the entire atmosphere changed. The furniture that once felt like obstacles now felt familiar again. The space that seemed threatening just moments ago now looked peaceful. I could breathe again. And as that small flame danced in the still air, I realized something important. The room didn't need to change. I did. The darkness had made me panic, but the light had never actually left the world. It was always there, waiting to be seen, waiting to be kindled. John 1:5 says, "The light shines in the darkness, and the darkness has not overcome it." It doesn't say the darkness disappears. It says the darkness does not overcome. That means that light doesn't always show up as a blazing sun. It can be as quiet as a candle, as soft as a moonbeam, as subtle as peace in a restless heart. Sometimes God doesn't remove the darkness around us. He reveals himself within it. We all go through power outages of the soul, moments when faith feels faint, when prayers sound like echoes in an empty room, when God seems silent. But silence doesn't mean absence, and darkness doesn't mean defeat. Think of it. When you're in a dark room, light doesn't have to fight hard. It just shows up, and darkness retreats, every single time. No matter how deep the night, it cannot extinguish even the smallest flame. Maybe that's why God allows certain seasons of darkness, not to punish us, but to refocus us. Because in daylight we rely on everything else, on our own strength, our own plans, our own comfort, but in darkness we begin to listen. We start to look for the source. We realize that the light of faith doesn't come from around us, it comes from within us. Maybe you're in a dark season right now. The job ended, the relationship broke, the path forward is unclear. You're praying, but it feels like no one's answering. I've been there too, and it's tempting to think the light has gone out for good. But remember, the room hasn't changed. God hasn't moved. Your eyes are just adjusting. Give them time. Sit still long enough for your spiritual sight to adapt. You'll begin to see faint outlines, His promises, His faithfulness, His quiet presence. The light is still shining, even if you can't see it yet. And when you finally notice that small flicker, a verse, a friend's encouragement, a memory of God's goodness. Strike the match. Let it remind you, light always wins. Darkness never cancels light. It only makes it more valuable.